Hi, welcome back to Neural Splendor. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about excessive DEF usage in your trip log that's found inside the ECM that you access with the Insight software or other software comparable to that would be able to access that information. On the engines that use diesel exhaust fluid, there is in the trip information, there is a line that says DEF fluid usage, and it runs, the number there is a percentage representation. And the engine should use about 3%. The best I've ever seen was 2, but our fleet hauls heavy, so the average is 3. And then if I see 4 in a trip, I start looking at the system to see if something's going on, because we typically don't see 4. So if you don't have access to that information and you're the driver of the truck and you drive that truck on a regular basis, or it's your truck, you know how often you have to fuel up and you know how often you have to add DEF fluid. And because it should be a steady ratio of X amount of fuel to a gallon of DEF, and it's 3% of fuel usage. So 100 gallons of fuel, you should use about 3 gallons of DEF. That's basically the gist of it. But you'll get to the place where you know, yes, it's using this amount, it always uses it. I've had our drivers come in and say, hey man, this last week I used DEF fluid like it was going out of style. Or there's something not right because I'm using a lot of DEF fluid. And I go, did you see anything different or notice anything different? Nope, running good, just going through the DEF fluid. So we're going to take a look now at the vehicle that is the one I just talked about, that driver was complaining about excessive DEF. And a good driver, he gets used to his truck and what goes on. And I know you owner operators are really honed in on this, because that's your baby and you got to take care of it because it's your bread and butter. So let's take a look and see what we found when we took a look at his truck. Now, the last thing I want to say before we go to these photos and a couple short videos is we walked around the truck, didn't see anything that looked suspicious. Stood back away from it a few feet. Everything looked good. It sounded good. Opened the hood. Didn't see anything by the engine, which we shouldn't have. I did notice that his stacks, they're all chrome on our trucks. His stacks had a little bit of white hazing around the outside edge, and inside at the top of the stack, they curve out. There was a little bit of white. It almost looked like somebody dusted a little white. That snow you used to paint on windows in your house for wintertime to do designs, kind of like that. That's what it looked like. So we suspect that something was going on with the SCR system and the DEF. So let's take a look and see what we found. To the truck, and we bent over and took a look, and there you go. We see white all over the pipes. You can see it on the clamp. Now this is the back side of the DEF pipe, or the far side, and after that curved elbow we're going into the SCR brick. So this is up underneath. What that section you see right in the front is the bottom of the step. It's not that easy to see. Then we look at the other end of the pipe, and well, you can see it there. So there'd been a huge amount of DEF leaking out of that pipe. As it ended up, the clamp had broken and the flange on the end of the decomposition pipe was cracked halfway around. So we had this giant stalactite hanging down off of the DEF pipe. I believe that's right. Stalactites are from the top down and stalagmites are from the bottom up. So let's take a look at the new DEF pipe quick. And here it is, our brand new shiny DEF pipe we're going to put on with 2 new clamps. When the job was done, the guy brought me in a little gift. I took it home and clear coated it, and my bad. A lot of people think that's an artifact from the Alaskan wilderness. See you next time on Neural Splendor.